Okay, so here's how it goes, guys. My name's Ovi, okay? And I use that name because I went into meditation, and that's what God told me my name was. And that's what He wants me to go by. He wants me to go by Ovi. Because O means holy 100% as opposed to 0, which means absolution, all the way left. Alright, so here's what's really going down, you guys. This whole racial, white-on-white, staged nonsense in the Bible Belt, okay? Here's the thing. I figured out the codes. The codes for the Matrix, and it's a holy Matrix. And I've been trying to teach, and this is serious, this is real stuff. And I know you guys, you kids can't relate to it because your memories are short as a cat's ass, if existent at all. So what's really going on here is that guys and girls and boys and girls and whatever you want to call yourself verbally, you're stuck on the left, and that's the past, okay? That's your left brain, okay? Now, righteousness is on the right, and you know that Third Reich means three high. It's the same thing that Buddha knew. It's the same thing that Christ knew. It's the same thing that Hitler knew. And he tried to use God against us. You can't do this. This is a test from God when He hands you over to the beast. ABC 1, 2, 3. This is the simplest that it gets, okay? This is all the way left. Left is infinity to the past. That means you're locked in space. You're just in gravity. Gravity is deuces. It's 2 to the left. I know this. I have righteously gone Trinity. Okay? Trinity is the opposite of infinity. That's 3 right. Everyone knows this, and you guys are staging this because the Illuminati has dumbed everybody down because they don't want to lose their power. Okay? And I have already said that this is simple stuff, and they're trying to destroy the world. These are the fallen angels. These are the Lollipop Guild that go after the kids so that they can get the kids hooked on sugar so that their futures that the fallen angels can see is designated to addiction to alcoholism. Alcohol removes the H2O from the brain. Okay, that's water. So if you don't have any H2O inside of your brain righteously, you can't use your pineal gland to process heat or light. And that's what's really going on up there in Charlotte and Virginia. Okay? You guys have to stop drinking. This is the dumb down that you're falling prey to. These are hunters. These are alpha predators, the Illuminati. These are the ones that I am omnipotent to. If they kill me, I know I live forever and I'm going to take this shit down. I'm going to take this down. Christ took down Rome, and that is a Roman spell on the dollar bill, okay? You're all under a spell, and I broke it. And now I have Christ consciousness, and I know how to use Christ consciousness to get into the ether. It's a collective consciousness, and the birds use it to fly with. You can see around corners. It's a tool for productive purposes, actual production purposes, not like making crime so that you have something to fight. Okay? Or making problems so you can clean it up and look like a hero. Okay? That's not what this is about. And you guys need to understand that when you are in God's good light, you are blessed. You're blessed beyond comprehension. You can fly, people. You need to understand that it's not human and that you've acted to alienate God. And all these are just words, left-handed words, used to program you totally to the left. So when I'm looking at white-on-white crime now, it looks like irony to me. Irony of that big electric eye in the sky. And I have established communication with God, and He is giving me control clearly beyond what you have available to you up there in Charlotte and Virginia. Now, I had someone show up in my barber chair. You know what? It's so obvious. I can't even hide it in the closet anymore. My life is parallel to a man named Yahweh, or Jesus Christ as you call him. He had Christ consciousness. Christ is a function of the body when you're not dumbed down by alcohol. It's in the hieroglyphs in Iraq, and that's what we went to war for in Iraq. These hieroglyphs were weapons of mass destruction, and that's exactly what's going down right now in your neck of the woods. And so, if you were able to see a day as of 1,000 years, you would be able to see that you are the second hand on the clock. And I don't mean minute or hour, or day, or month, or week, or year. I mean you are the smallest increment of time. And God is showing you that you're His worst example of life on this planet. Because you have no ability to regulate your gear, which is your pineal gland. I've been trying to instruct you people that 6, 3, 6, and 9, Tesla's numbers. That is Third Reich. That is Tesla's numbers. 6 is the only one left that's divided by deuces. But you choose to be divided. That's your choice. The K.K.K, just a byproduct of the Illuminati. And when I say bi, I mean B-I. Capital B, which is a 2 and an I. You don't have righteousness. Because that's deuces. A B is deuces. You're divisible to the 6th side of the brain, and that's atom side. You don't have evolution going for you. Because you can't regulate. Regulation of your brain function is the primary function of the body. You can't process body heat or light because you can't think for yourself. You let your left-handed cars do it for you in your left-handed languages, like Spanish and English. These are the same language. It's the same language used against you to keep you divided, as if there were such a thing as black and white skin. There is no such thing as black and white skin. Now I'm sorry, but you seem primitive to me if you can't regulate. Primitive, regulate your brain so that you can function righteously. And you walk around with your right hand up in the air and 3 high and all this nonsense, but you have no clue what that means. That means Father, Son, and Holy Ghost in 3 sections of 33.3 each. When you add, if you knew how to add with a K, you would add up the knowledge of the letters. And that equals 99.9. Add the decimal point of independent choice with your I, and then you get holiness. And that gives you the open eye and creative imaginative ability to communicate righteously with God. and not just talk to God. Talking happens on the left, and you know this. You are staging race wars for the police so that they can remain in power. And this is nonsense to God. And he's going to use you to make an example of you and hand you with his right hand right over to the left to the beast in the Garden of Eden. And the beast is going to devour you. This is not Christ. This is the beast. You are giving your mind, body, and soul to a bottle of alcohol. And this is what the United States Foundation is based on. Sugar and alcohol and gasoline. You don't need any of it. You don't need these things. This is what you want. You wanted that Chrysler to ram into the body of all of you people up there. You wanted this. You pray for new cars. So what happens when one runs you down? Did you get the Chrysler Charger that you wanted? Because it went charging right into the group. This is the way that it works with words. You want to take things literally and use your hatred for others? You want to use it literally? Your hatred? Well, guess what? There's a new Charger for you. With all the gas you can love instead of God. God didn't need a car to get me here. I'm his son. And you guys are supposed to be my brothers. Can I see some loyalty? No. Because that's left to you. Loyalty is an L to the left. How about some love on the right? How about three, the red ball on your valley pool table? How about breaking your own spell for a change? How about instead of it being so easy for me to break the spell on the dollar bill, how about you break your own spell? How about you love yourself wholly in the mirror in the morning? How about you try that? Try it 3 times. That's a try. When I asked God what that spell on that triangle was on the dollar bill, he said, go outside under the sun. It's in the music. It's in classic rock. It's in everything. The music synchronizes, and I don't mean S-I-N, I mean S-Y-N. Those are locations, but you have no clue. You just walk around and talk all the time. You talk, and you don't even mean anything by it. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just having diarrhea of the mouth. And enough about Donald Trump. He's doing exactly what God wants him to do. It's not his fault you act like a bunch of morons. It's not his fault the gays find their pride in a beer bottle. It's not his fault you remove the water from your brain on a daily basis so that you can be more happy and up. But you don't know the difference between up and down because you think the bottle is your way to get high with God, and that only brings you straight to hell. That's a direction. The D is a direction down. And that's what Dorothy found on the yellow brick road, but I can't stress that enough to you. Because you're just 2 points on a letter U. You're not a Y-O-U. No, you're not holy at all. When you indicate letters and words that have O's in there, like a holy O, that means, my friend, that you know what it means. But you're not you. You're not Y-O-U. You're just a U. You're just a magnet ready to be programmed by your car. You're not even human. You're less than human. You're just a label. You act like a label, you're going to get treated like one. And that's what you're acting like. You're acting like white trash. Now, Let's talk about what the swastika, the Sumerian swastika, actually means. That's directions. You can invert it and switch it around and lie about what it means all you want to, but it doesn't mean Hitler. Nor does the color scheme red, black, and white, or red, white, and black, however you want to say it, in whatever order. God owns the rainbow. He doesn't just own 3 colors. And there is no black person and there is no white person, but there is black mysterious magic. And that's on the dollar bill. What a sad primitive society I live in when I have to deal and tolerate with coming to work with 11 disciples that have been so dumbed down by your chemicals and sugar from the time they're born that I have to try to wake these guys up. And it's a slow, ugly, sickening process. Because I have to get through the addiction that they suffer from. My 11 apostles are not disciples yet. We'll get there. With or without anyone in the Bible Belt's support. Because I am apparently the only one who understands or gets a grip on what exactly Christ consciousness entails. The beast is self-aware, and that means Skynet is self-aware. All the movies that you've ever saw have an element of simple truth. They're all the same story being told and retold. It's all the same. Aliens, Prometheus, Freddy Krueger, the dream state. It's all about consciousness. It's all in your heads. It's ridiculous that you can't figure these simple things out so that we can move into the future instead of being locked up in the jail of the past. Take your jail and stick it in your ass, Illuminati. I've had enough of your shit. And K.K.K, one of those K's, at least one, means knowledge. At least have some. This is enough of your awakening. Now, it's time for God to use you for examples. That goes for every judge that's corrupt and every police officer that's trying to orchestrate these nasty, disgusting, terrible acts of vengeance upon Mother Earth. And this is my world, and Donald Trump knows it. This is God's world. And if you don't straighten up, I'm going to send a hurricane straight to your front door, or an earthquake, or however I want you to end your miserable little hellish lives. Enough! Children must wake up now. The nightmare is over. It's time we graduate from 2nd grade and go to 3rd grade and get back into the Garden of Eden. God's will is at hand. OVi out.